silent killer. Distraction.
It's horrible.
So, what's your perception about deforestation?
So, for me, yung deforestation, para siyang, human activity siya. So, ibig sabihin, it will benefit the human person. Kaya lang, parang sa pag-benefit ng tao, nasisira naman yung environment. So, parang negative siya for me.
I'm against deforestation.
Sa deforestation kasi, kahit nagbe-benefit yung tayo sa ekonomiya, meron pa rin siyang impact sa environment. So, okay lang siguro na merong konting deforestation. Pero wag sana i-abuse na meron. And syempre, kailangan may kapalit na
Lahat ng ating pangangailangan para mabuhay, iisa ang pinanggagalingan, kalikasan. Pero kung magpapatuloy ang kasalukuyang bilis ng paggamit natin sa mga likas yaman, maaaring dumating raw ang panahon kung kailan mauubos na ang mga ito. Ayon sa pag-aaral ng United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, sa taong 2025 ay makakalbo na ang lahat ng gubat sa Pilipinas.
Mga Pilipino, alam mo ba that the Philippines is considered to have one of the most rich biodiversities in the whole world? But sadly, it is also one of the most threatened. This is because the DNR stated that 47,000 hectares of forest cover is lost every year. Also, deforestation has just occurred in the past 40 years because in the year 1900, 21 million hectares of forest cover, or 80% of the Philippine landmass, I repeat, 80% is covered in forest. But after a century, in the year 1999, only 5.5 hectares remain. So, we, the Filipinos, are to be held accountable for the actions of the past generation. So what do? We improve on it. We take further steps.
The loss of Philippine cultural communities is directly related to the loss of ecosystem and biodiversity in the country. The tropical forests are rich in herbs, woody plants, animals, insects, and the like. Destruction of the forest means destruction of the myriad creatures and fauna found in this specific forest. Forest destruction is related to the destruction of the sources of livelihood of these indigenous communities. Wildlife is currently disappearing, and at this date, the ecosystem is taking its toll on biodiversity.
Ngayon, yung bundok dyan, sinisira nila, kinukuha na ng mga buhangin, mga kahoy, pinuputol. Nasira na ang mga lugar, nagkaroon na lang mga baha taon-taon.
Nung nagkuwari na, nag-umpisa na ng kuwari, dyan nag-umpisa na ng baha. Nung magpas na ang tubig sa bahay, ganyan. Dahil nga sa natanggal na yung mga puno at saka pinuwari nga, yun, kasama na yun. Kaya yun, yung pagdating ng bagyo, yung mga tubig doon, dito pumunta. Wala nang pumipigil. Kasi ang puno, nagpapapigil, malakas ulipsip ng tubig yan. Eh wala na yun. Wala nang bundok, wala nang puno. Kaya yun, nagbaha tayo.
Farming, grazing of livestock, mining, and drilling account for more than half of all deforestation. Wildfires, forestry practices, and in small part, urbanization account for the rest. Now, in Malaysia and Indonesia, they also cut down a lot of trees each year in order to produce palm oils, which is found in almost everything, from shampoo to saltines. Now, different companies, which accounts for the world's wood and paper supply, also cut down a lot of trees each year. Some of these companies also act illegally in a way that they pave roads to access more remote forests, which lead to further deforestation. Now, due to the growing urban sprawl, some of the forests are also cut down in order to pave way for the new homes to be established.
Deforestation is considered to be one of the contributors for climate change. The number one problem caused by deforestation is the impact on the global carbon cycle. All gas molecules that absorb thermal infrared radiations are called greenhouse gases. If these greenhouse gases are stored in large enough quantities, they can force climate change. While oxygen is the second most abundant gas in our atmosphere, they cannot absorb thermal infrared radiations like greenhouse gases do. Carbon dioxide is the most prevalent greenhouse gases. It accounts for almost 82.2% of the greenhouse gases in the US, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. These can help though. Around 300 million tons of carbon, around 40 times the emission of greenhouse gases in fossil fuels can be stored in trees, according to Greenpeace.
As a student, may mga things ka bang naiisip para maka-help if ever?
I think, like the normal thing, kasi before in my previous school, community development was really a big thing. So, nag-outreach talaga yung mga students to other provinces, to local provinces para mag-plant ng trees, build houses. So, I think here in UST, lalo na sa senior high, medyo hindi pa yun prevalent or like hindi pa siya nakahamping masyado. So, I think that would be a good thing to do.
So, in the recent years, the University of Santo Tomas has shown initiative for environmental awareness. And there have been several movements adding to the cause, such as Zero Waste UST and Plastic Ban in Digital. As a Tomasian, do you think, or at least the whole student body should also create as an initiative against deforestation?
I think, yeah, students should create an initiative, even if it seems hard to do or like it's something risky and all. Since yun nga, we're just students, it's a step towards something that will change the world. So most probably change the country so far. Then possible if people from other countries find it inspiring and they do it in their country, then that's something na you can be proud of. So yeah, students should have this initiative.
As an educator, I think we teachers should give awareness. That's the first thing. To our students, what is really happening in our environment, mainly the forest itself. And then the next is an application. You try to immerse students in that setup and as well as maybe doing some activities, charity works, just like planting trees or join some non-government organizations that tries to protect the environment.
Deforestation in itself is identified to illegal logging and kainin system. But because of massive illegal logging before and kainin system, we have already lessened the canopy, meaning to canopy, the cover of the forest. But because of our project now, we are trying to return the densely canopy of our forest in the Philippines. Since the year 2000, when we have that intensive campaign against illegal loggers, and we filed several cases against them, civilly and criminal cases. When I say there is a return of the heavy or dense canopy of the forest, it is because of the effort of the government to reforest. In 2011, under the regime of President Pinoy, he issued Executive Order number 23, whereby we have the National Cleaning Project of the Department, or the government to the DNR. It is a very ambitious undertaking because more or less we have reforest. More or less we have planted 3.1 billion trees in the span of 6 years. But because of the good result of that greening project, President Duterte issued another Executive Order 193, where he expanded that national greening project not only within a span of 6 years from 2011 to 2016, but he extended up to 2028 with an ambitious projected area of 1.7 million hectares to be planted with trees by the end of 2028. But again, since we are now in the El Nino year today, the Secretary of the DNR suspended the planting activity under the NGP. So what we are doing now is we are just only undergoing maintenance activity. Meaning to say, if we are under maintenance activities throughout the country, we are going to maintain the trees that we have already planted from the 2011 to 2016 or 2018. If you say maintenance, you care for them. You, if necessary, you water them if there are water in the forest. That's our activity that is being undertaken under the NGP activity for 2019.
Many people believe that to counter deforestation, people simply need to plant more trees. Though a massive planting effort would help alleviate the problems caused by deforestation, but it would not solve them all. So these are the 3 things about what deforestation could possibly do. First will be the restoration of ecosystem services such as carbon storage and water cycle. Second will be the reducing of carbon dioxide buildups in our atmosphere, and third will be the rebuilding of wildlife habitats.
The country's biodiversity is one of the richest in the world. It is also one of the most threatened in the world. People must do everything in their powers to ensure a sustainable future for the next generation. Or else, everything will be gone in a flash. That's all, folks. See you again.